Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Some big time major changes on our next storm system, and I mean big time, in the form of some very heavy snows coming to the Midwest. All the details coming your way next. Welcome back, everybody, to the Weather Nerds YouTube page. I'm meteorologist Greg Majeski, and before we get started, I want to thank the 485 subscribers so far. We are almost to that 500 subscriber rate. Very important for the YouTube universe to kind of hit that number. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button just yet, please consider it. You hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give me a thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm to pick up the forecast, because the more people I can get, the better real-time forecasting I'll be able to do and serve you guys much better. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're expecting here for today. Let's break it down into the three areas we're going to talk about. The first one, we're going to talk about the jet stream and how it is shifted a little bit further to the east. And as a result of that, that means the areas that we were looking to get impacted earlier has shifted also toward the east. We'll take a look at the precipitation breakdown. We'll see exactly where that severe weather component will be and where the heavier snows are going to fall. And then finally, third thing we'll talk about specifically where the heavy snow threat's going to be, which right now looks like it's going to be stretching from areas from, say, Milwaukee, getting up towards Chicago, and down towards St. Louis. So that kind of in that swath right through there. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. We'll zoom in here to the jet stream. We're going to talk about the shift in this storm system. So we're tracking this piece of energy that's off the California coast. This is going into Friday morning. And originally we were looking for it to dive a pretty good dip in the jet stream down here for the southwest. Well, that's going to shift a little bit further to the east. Watch as I put this into motion as we step into the future, going into Saturday, late in the day on Saturday. So this is late in the day on Saturday. Notice that the jet has definitely shifted here. It's not where it was projected to be. We're a little bit further to the east here than, say, over the southwest. So that means where we were looking at the heavy snows into Colorado, that's not going to happen now. That's all going to shift off toward the east now. Now, we're still looking at the severe weather threat. It's also continuing for the southwest, and this is pretty dynamic. When I freeze it right here, this is on Sunday around noontime here. And again, you've got that, once again, that got the jet stream kind of doing this across the areas of the deep south into the Carolinas. You get the diffluence in through here. That means additional wind shear and spin there. So there's definitely a severe component to this. And then on the backside of this, say from Wisconsin down toward Missouri, right through here on the backside of the low, that's where that heavy snow component will be as the storm system begins to crank off. So as I go forward again through time, you'll see this thing begin to wrap up here and start to pull out into the northeast with some heavy rains up that way, and then the storm should begin to tail off, as well as the snow threat as the storm moves up into Canada, and then things begin to settle down as we go into the next week. Looks like things will be pretty quiet going into the following weekend after this big storm system for this upcoming weekend. All right, let's go ahead and break it down and look at the precipitation. So we're going to start out here on Saturday and take you into Sunday. So we're going from December 9th into December 10th, and I want you to really pay attention to this area of low pressure. So you zoom in here a little bit, and you take a look at this low, not very impressive, sitting at 10.8 millibars there on the Texas-Oklahoma border. It's going to track in this general direction, and with that strong jet energy, it's going to really get invigorated and really get much stronger in a very short amount of time. So let's go ahead and take a look at this as we go ahead and progress forward in time as we go throughout the day on Saturday. Notice we're starting to get some showers and storms starting to flare up here along the Gulf Coast. You're seeing some pretty strong storms down here, a potential here. You're starting to see the snows break out on the back part of this as some very cold air starts to progress out of Canada here and into the deep south. So some very cold air is going to be on the backside of the system as it swings on through. Again, progressing into Sunday morning especially, that's when we're going to see things be pretty strong with the dynamics across the southeast. So I'll be watching for the potential for some severe weather down here, specifically straight line winds. There's going to be some very gusty winds just off the surface. Look at the heavy snows on the backside of this through Missouri and into Illinois and Wisconsin as this low is really getting cranking as it drops to 990 millibars. So we're talking from 10.8 to 990 in about 24 hours. So that's a very strong storm system, and it's going to continue to get stronger. Drops to 985 as we go into the middle of the day on Sunday with that heavier snows. Again, you see it falling here across areas of Illinois and up through Wisconsin and going into Canada here. Some pretty strong rains will be coming into the mid-Atlantic as we go forward into time, as this low is going to kind of continue to go up into Canada and over the Great Lakes as we go into Monday morning, as these storms kind of sweep through the northeast. So some very heavy rains going through New York City. This is overnight, Sunday night into Monday morning around midnight. You've seen some very heavy rains there across the coastal, the big cities, New York City, down to Philadelphia, getting some very heavy rains kind of progressing through there as the storm kind of gets cranked up and then finally lifts off into Canada as a 971 millibar low. And that cold air just kind of streaming in across the eastern third of the United States. Once this goes by, though, things begin to settle down and looks much improved across most of the country as we go into early next week. And I'm just going to take you this all the way out to the end of this model run, showing you how quiet it is going out throughout most of next week. Just some cold air across really the eastern third of the United States. Let's go ahead and take a look at those snow totals, which look very impressive. So we're taking a look at the European model here, as we're going to see the snows kind of progress from about Saturday night and continue right through Monday. So we're talking about the corridor kind of right through here. So this is where we're kind of be looking here for that heavier snow amounts to kind of fall. So I'm going to go ahead and step you through here as we go through time. And look what happens as we go through the overnight hours on Saturday night and into Sunday morning and throughout the day on Sunday. Boy, it really starts to pile up. Take a look at this. This is toward the end of the day on Sunday, and you're seeing areas in here getting some very heavy snows, up to a foot of snow across the western portions of Illinois, right near the Iowa border, and into southern Wisconsin. Very nice swath of snow. And this will continue up toward the north, getting into Wisconsin and up across the UP of Michigan before this thing kind of settles on down as we head into Monday and Tuesday. By that time, the load's gone up into Canada at that point. But check a look at these snow totals in here. You're talking 14, 15 inches of snow, 15 inches of snow here across southern Wisconsin, getting close to 14, 15 near Milwaukee, just to the north of there, near Green Bay, getting hit pretty good, and then going up across the UP of Michigan. So a very large coverage area, probably the most significant snowstorm we've seen so far this season. I'm sure one of many that we are going to see. Once again, it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing this for the interior as we bring it back to me now. And again, we'll see how this winter progresses. El Nino causes a lot of headaches with forecasters, especially for long-range forecasting, and we will continue to adjust accordingly and take what Mother Nature gives us. All right, with that being said, once again, thank you for tuning into this channel. If you could do me a favor, please hit the subscribe button once again, hit that notification bell, as well as leave a comment and a thumbs up. Really helps with me trying to build this audience, and we'll see you guys here on the next report. Until then, be safe, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.